Welcome to Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy, and today we're looking at Aldarra. Now, it calls itself a fast-paced 4X combat-focused strategy game. Well, I'm going to scratch my head straight away. 4X? I don't think so. There's not much exploring in this when you can see the whole map. It says huge minis. They've been scaled down to lower the price. Buckets of dice. We'll see. We'll see when we go down. If you want to pledge for the all-in, which is like very expensive, over $200, I'll give you some of these coins free. It's a little bit of an odd one, isn't it? Because anyway, Aldarra, what is it then? It's basically a skirmish game, really. Come on. They're pushing it there with the 4X. It's a skirmish game. You each have a unique faction, and the faction has like unique sculpts across its board as well. And there's no like technology tree per se. You'll basically start with so many units and you'll basically upgrade to the stronger unit. That's the way it's going to rock and roll. So your technology tree is basically your predefined ships that you can already build. It's not like you can upgrade the armor of all your ships or upgrade your your engines on your light ships so they can go faster or anything like this. You can't upgrade cannons on any of these ships or anything like that. It's just so like, I don't know, because part of this game is you can go around and collect victory points. It's like a Eurogame. You've got to get to 20 victory points. It's not like you've got to just destroy your opponent. And so there it is. The table presence in this game is absolutely massive, by the way. It really is a big table presence. And this table view here, this is huge. I don't even think this arrangement would fit on my table. I've got like a 2x2 meter table, square table. It's very, very big, isn't it? You've got a big player board. You've got to have your minis set aside. You then got this huge card area. Ooh, yeah, it's a massive table hog. Now, they've pre-stretched it. They've unlocked all the stretch goals. This is like a trend we're seeing. It's partly because a lot of companies are coming on Kickstarter. You can see that they need like 200,000. And a lot of companies that have got stretch goals planned don't see a lot of people coming in the first 48 hours and then they cancel the project. So what they're doing in here, they've pre-stretched it all. We'll see what they're like when we go down. The coins. The coins are really, really nice, especially because the when you punch out coins, you always wish you got these. But I mean, the game's so expensive anyway. If you're spending this kind of money on a game, you would expect everything to be pimped out. So it is kind of nice early bird. Now, I'm not that happy about the map, to be frank. I mean, why is the map all forest? Can you not have areas of, different places, like like an ice area, a faction that came like from the ice, so they've got an ice territory. You've got the faction that came from the desert area. Faction came from the archipelago. No, they're all coming from the forest, so it's like a missed opportunity for kind of making the map interesting in that way. It's randomly generated, but I'm not too much fan of that. These things that look like rivers, they're basically slip streams, which let you go faster. Like, I would have preferred spending my resources to upgrade my engines to go faster. Put afterburners on the ship or something. I don't know. Like, the board, you're hopefully going to places and getting resources from them. Mountain's going to slow you down. This kind of thing. So that, and what are you getting all these crystals for? Well, this is going to be upgrading and putting your towers, defensive towers down. That's kind of the area control bit of it. So yeah, they've reduced the base game by $100 just by making them smaller. Well, it's been developed for 2 years. It's going to be a year in more development. More, in fact. I mean, this is September next year. Where's the order? There we go. Oh, June 20th. It's just like a year off. They've still got ways to go. Yeah, you know, minis are looking great. There's STL things here. It's my main concern is the fact that it doesn't feel like you're leveling up, because, you know, in a 4X there should be like some kind of technology tree. The tree here is just to upgrade your ship to the next class of ship. Like, you know, it's not like you can update your weapons to go from, you know, level 1 to level 3 to level 5, different technology. You know, you've got like mechanical guns to level 3, then you go up to level 1 lasers, a little bit of dip in damage, but the potential to grow. I like that system because you fight, let's say you're fighting the mining corp and they're busting technology big time, and they've got like firing machine guns or whatever, you know. But they're going to advance up to laser. Well, as soon as they go laser 1, they're going to be less effective in combat. And even though they're going ahead, that's the time to strike them when they switch to the new technology, because you know they're going to be weaker. And you really need to hit them hard, because as soon as they get level 2 lasers, they're going to make your weapons obsolete. You need to be on the race. So that's kind of a good catch-up mechanism when they kind of tier like this, but they're not doing anything like upgrading units here, and it's basically just jump up to the next class. As soon as you jump up to the next class, though, they're rolling stronger dice, and they're just going to burn you to bits. Now you can see the stronghold tile based in a forest, stronghold tile based in a forest, stronghold tile built in a forest. Why are they all built in a bloody forest? This one Earth based forest, is it like a full forest? You can see the box here. I mean, if you look to the far west of this, it looks like some kind of dune area. You look, mountains there in the north. You're not going to see any trees in here. I just wish they'd done it like that better. Also, the player boards of the empires, they've basically put this in Photoshop, got the paint drop bucket, and just dropped these blues across it. I mean, couldn't they done something with these boards to make them less, I don't know, prototypey? I don't know, I'm just not happy with that. Because it's like, if I'm playing Civilization and I go into a menu, you might see something like this. But you're only going in there maybe once every couple of hours. Like, it doesn't matter if it looks like this. But when it's in front of you, 100% of the game, it's, I don't know, it just looks a little prototype. Now, I like the fact that the cards, they've gone for the, you know, they've gone for the effort of making the backgrounds different for each faction. But you know, but it is still a little bit copy paste in the backgrounds, isn't it? I mean, they are flying in exactly the same area. Like, it would have been nice, for example, to have, you know, the different areas, like the stronghold in the background, the mountains below, show them in different ways. I mean, if you're going to photograph these ships in the world, why are you all taking them up in the clouds? Like, so yeah, it's like the art has been done quick here, because the Sindari Empire here, at least you've got like some kind of tower in the background. But yeah, it's copy paste across. I don't like that. You see, get more stuff going on. yeah, so it is, you know, I'm a little bit disappointed on the art across the whole board, because I think the player boards, as big as they are, could look better, and the cards for the units, I don't like the background. I've always said it's lazy art when you copy paste the backgrounds on these, because if you, in real world, if you're getting into the, you know, the immersion of the game, you would be not taking them out, taking them in the same thing. But I mean, if you look here, you've got Sindari Empire, looks like they're up in the clouds. You've got the Mining Corp, that should be mountains, right? But they're starting off in the forest. You've got this Aridon Syndicate that look like they're up in the mountains, but they're starting off in a forest. So, yeah, it's a little bit strange that they haven't got that. I mean, but you know, if you want unique, if you're playing a skirmish game, yes, you've all got unique powers, you've all got unique ships and stuff like this, but, and these explode tokens, this pink stuff is very kind of vibrant, isn't it? Is there no better way of doing it than a big pink sign? Secondary objectives and these explore cards, these are pretty good indeed. Now these discovery cards, like you can see here, improved thrusters. Like, you're just going to give a technology. Like, if I've picked, that should be a schematic. Like, I should have to build that, right? I mean, you are going out there mining stuff off the thing. What are you putting your stuff into? And these discovery cards, you're not allowed to have them. You're limited on how many of these you can have, but you should be limited by how much currency you're bringing in, right? Because if you're absolutely killing it and you're mining so much, you should be able to put more upgrades on your thingy. But you are limited. You don't have to craft these, and it's just this card. It doesn't have any art on it to see what the improved thrusters look like, or what the defensive fortification looks like, or what the excavation drill upgrade looks like. So that is disappointing. So I'm getting like disappointment after disappointment here. Gold coins. What are you spending on? What are you spending it on? I mean, apart from, you know, potentially units that you got to put money into, but would it be nice if there's some kind of shop in the game to kind of upgrade? I'm just pining to get upgraded, you know. So we've got map tiles here. It's all in a forest. They all look very similar, don't they? It's a case of not that much random tile setups, right? And if they've pre-stretched it, we'll have a look. But if I'm pre-stretching this, or if I was doing stretch goals for this, I would 100% have more unique tile art. You know. And it's like, look at the trees. There's only certain tree types. It's like there's hundreds and hundreds of different types of trees in forests. It's like, I don't know. I mean, I'm just not happy with the art. Right, so here we go. We get to look at all these minis up close, and of course, we're not talking about the minis. Minis aside, we're trying to talk about the other stuff that's going on in the game. But, you know, potentially moving around, rolling dice, and trying to get resources, trying to do secondary objectives and get your victory points up, of course. But, you know, I don't know why victory points are kind of there. If it was a technology race to get the best units, then you can go and wipe out your opponents. Because let's say you're playing 3-player, you get the best ships. Well, the other 2 players should form an alliance to go against you. But in this game, it's no. You become the best player. You hit 20 victory points, and woohoo! We are game over. So. Because, this idea of technology tree is that you get so far ahead, your other players will ally up to take you down. This is what 4X is about, this kind of alliance going on. And there's none of that. That 20 victory points at the top negates that fact of actually joining up and stuff through how people are doing. So it's like a Eurogame mixed with a skirmish. And that's coming at a price. I mean, all in here, $235. Yeah, rulebook is there. Let's see what this expansion box is like then. Is it doing anything with new tiles? You've got the Sky Tamers, it potentially some kind of alien looking. Starting in the forest, of course. Taking photos in the clouds again. Like, it should be stronghold tile, and then maybe, I don't know, 4, 6 tiles maybe of their own area. Because you want to feel like, oh, I've defeated them in the map. I'm going to try and go and take down their base. Like, go and take them on. Take their towers down or whatever. But there's not really doing anything like that. There's not real home base to attack other than a tile, It's like... And this Kulthari hive mind, it clearly looks like a desert faction. And you're not starting off in the forest. Anyway, the expansion is giving you more events, more secondary objectives, and more discovery cards. These discovery cards really need a pass. And really, there should be schematics. I want to construct this. Because you're playing an opponent who gets a discovery card, and oh my god, he's just got upgraded guns. Well, isn't that lucky? Like, I don't mind if he gets the gun schematic. He's got to start mining for that. And I can actually start to block off him mining that material if he's got that gun upgrade. That potentially changes the gameplay when that card comes out. But when you're just giving it as a free upgrade, like magic, the game feels less strategic. You're taking away potential strategies that develop during the game in its dynamic nature of a 4X. It doesn't have it. Victory point tokens shouldn't even be in the game. Why have you got this Euro mechanic? It's really odd. More tiles that are just jungle. Like, discuss this is an expansion and you've got tiles like the main game. I'll tell you what this expansion is. It's a 5 to 6 player expansion and you're extending the board out by exactly the same map tiles. It stinks of laziness. Like, why are you coming onto Kickstarter? It clearly needs development more. We've been developing it 2 years. Doesn't matter if the game, if you can still see potential for growth in the game. It's not ready. My favourite game, Fallen Land, 13 years in development, that game. So, if I can see potential, what I want to see in it, I mean, it definitely could go back in the oven for me. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like the fact that there's this Euro game mechanic, skirmish game? Well, it sounds interesting, yeah, but not at $235. It doesn't. There is the 135 base, but you're coming to Kickstarter to pimp stuff out, really, aren't you? Yeah. So these are the Kickstarter exclusives. Miniatures for the turn order. Oh, that's nice. Plastic victory point trackers. Okay, I mean, obviously it looks nice, yes, but I don't want this Euro mechanic in my 4X. Again, I mean, the way I've been talking, I clearly don't think it's a 4X. It's skirmish and it's Euro. Mining these, of course, on the map. So there we go, really. I mean, it's a giant Kickstarter page, but what is it really? And we know it's completely finished already. So there's no chance of tiles art being any different. There's no tiles of the upgrades becoming schematics or even having art on them. There's loads of STL things and that. You can check the videos out, of course. This is a second Kickstarter. They had to pull the other one because it wasn't bringing in money at the beginning. But was it not bringing in money because the game was more expensive, or was the game not bringing in money because when you come down the page or see a playthrough or watch a video, the concept of the 4X is missing here? Was that not the reason? It didn't. Obviously, it didn't. It wasn't delivering what it said on the box. What's this? $20 for an arcanite resin. What's this? Oh, this is the resin, the actual plastic that you melt down to print these. Okay, this is like for people doing the STL. Okay. Like, there's a huge focus here on the minis. That's not what you should be working on. Now, when we go down, shipping is frankly high for the worldwide, isn't it? And all that stuff. I won't labour here on the shipping. But yeah, coming next year, it says. Now, there's a huge team on this. Look how many are in this team. You know, this is not an indie project. Yet they've not been able to see the obvious that I'm seeing here. So, Aldarra, with its minis, calls itself a 4X strategy game. Well, your Euro mechanic is stopping strategies happening. The technology tree is not here, so that takes away strategies. When are people going to form an alliance if you've got like that lucky upgrade, magic upgrade, like it should be a schematic that you've got to construct. How are you getting this? The map looks so generic because it's all forest. I would love to see areas of these ships. Especially if you put in 5 and 6 extra, the 5th, 6th player expansion box is more forest. I don't know, but it just makes it look less of what it could be. And I think at the price it's coming at, it asks for no compromise. But if you like it as it is, if you ignore my concerns, I still think the upgrade cards need some art on them. Yeah, and I think the player board art needs to be addressed also. And if I'm getting real nitpicky, which I am obviously, these cards that have got the art of the things that you can build, the background should be different across these. But you can see it on the table here. It just looks like a big mess of, I don't know, it wouldn't really invite me to the table. It would look so much better if there was bigger regions, different areas of, you know, forests, desert, mountain, snow, tundra. And, but no, you just got this. Well, there you go. PvP. Potential alliances, you could go 2 versus 2. You know, there's this whole list that could be in, but I just think for the price you're paying, it's really, really expensive. You could get 4Xs cheaper than this, absolutely. That come with minis, you know. But I'd love to know what you think about this piece, because it's just left me a little bit bitter, to be frank, hasn't it? Are you stoked about Aldarra? I mean, it's getting backers, of course. Big pledge of 200,000 looks like a realistic goal for the team here. Got a lot of wages to pay. But, yeah, just a little concerned about not having real growth other than just updating a unit. And, you know, they could have done things like, if this ship... Let's say you've got a light ship. It's the cheapest ship. And it kills 3 enemies. That should get a promotion. That team should get promoted. So that should get like a potential upgrade. And that means that that light ship, let's say it's upgraded a couple of times, that light ship might be relevant late game because it's so deadly. So that's like an interesting mechanic to kind of have these early ships dominate, you know, and actually stay there. Have a strategy where you get 2 ships that, you know, weaken an enemy, and then you get that 3rd light ship to kill them. And when it gets that kill, the team then gets the experience, because you're trying to build that light ship for the future. And hopefully that will stay around to the end game. But here it's just, you're going to be scaling up and get rid of all the crappy ships, getting the best ships, so you've got the best dice, and then you're just going to go into combat, get your victory points, hit the target, and then boom, you've won the game. And for me, that's not as deep as I'd like, obviously. I've been theory crafting what it could be like here, you can see, and that's why I've got a big appetite when it comes for 4Xs. And I think Aldarra, for me, doesn't match up to my huge expectations of what it could have been. But yeah. But even despite all that, where is your exploration when you can see the whole map at the start of the game? Well, peeps, on that bombshell, thank you so much for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up if you like. Leave a comment, of course, on your thoughts too. Love to respond to my community. And if you like Kickstarter Live projects, please think about subscribing. And please check out my broadcast that went out on Sunday. It's a fantastic radio show for fans of board games, where we play music, talk about Kickstarter, and talk about media and all that good stuff. Well, thank you so much for watching. This has been Kickstarter Radio 102.4. I'm your host, Lipstickpaddy. You take care, stay safe, and bye-bye for now.